Today we are reading A Game of Gnomes by Kristen Mayer, published by Macmillan Publishing. I love this take on the Olympics. Maybe you saw the Olympics recently and got to learn more about it and all the different sports and games that are there. I also love that the little girl in this book wants to be herself. She's unique, just like all of us, and she wants people to recognize that. But they're only recognizing her red hair. She has so many other skills, right? I hope you'll enjoy Game of Gnomes. Gnomes by Kristen Mayer. Meet Ginger the gnome. Every gnome in the garden knows her by her curly red hair. It's so red, it's so curly. There's Ginger, who? The redhead. Oh, right, the redhead. Ginger would rather just be called Ginger. Do you want a new haircut? Asks her friend Al. No, I like my hair, Ginger says. I just want to be known for something else. I can run fast and jump high and catch the wind. Well, winter is coming, says Norm. He means the Winter Gnome Games, says Al with a nod. Why don't you compete? I bet you'll win. I'll do it, says Ginger. I can rock this. The parade of gnomes is the very next day. Every gnome in the garden is excited for the Winter Gnome Games. Even the squirrels wake up for it. The first sport Ginger tries is sledding. It will be way more fun if I shred this hill standing up. She hops on the pine cone's shingle sled and pushes off. She surfs down the hill and finishes faster than all the other gnomes. The crowd cheers and whistles. Go Red! Ginger frowns. That's not my name. That was amazing, cheers Al. Every gnome is going to start snowboarding now, says Norm. From the judge's table there is a whispering. Engelbert, the Grand Master of the Gnome Games, frowns over his glasses. Disqualified, he grumbles. You are supposed to sit on a sled, not stand on it. Gnomes glide out onto the ice rink and pirouette for the figure skating competition. Ginger feels a need for speed. She races around the track and throws in a spin at the end. Ta-da! Disqualified, yells Engelbert. You didn't hit the snow bunny pose. You're on thin ice. Wow, Ginger, you were super fast. You're the best skater I've ever seen, says Al. Thanks, but I still didn't win. Bartleby shouts, Hey, Curly, better luck next time. Ginger gives him the cold shoulder. I have to win my next event, she says. I'm on a curling team. Why curling, says Norm. The ice hockey teams were full. Ginger steps out onto the ice with Earl, Cliff, and Eunice. When she sees Engelbert take off his cap to scratch his head, Ginger can't resist showing off her perfect aim. She turns the broom over and whacks the curling stone so that it sails through the air and right into the whiskered gnome's red cap. Goal, she shouts. Engelbert frowns. Disqualified. Impressive aim, but this isn't hockey. Ginger sighs. She sits down to lace her skates back up. Behind her, Al trims the squirrel's bushy tail for the closing ceremony. But when a finch flies by, it scares the squirrel, who leaps away with Al along for the ride. Ginger springs into action. She grabs a pine cone sled and races down the hill. Then she leaps onto the ice of a frozen puddle and skates across so fast she's a blur. I'm coming, Al! She grabs a twig, swings at a small frozen mushroom, and whizzes the cap into the bushes ahead of the runaway squirrel. All the snow shakes loose, falls into a heap, and stops the squirrel in its tracks. Al lands safely in the snowbank with a plop. Thanks, Ginger, you saved me. That was the best gnome work I've ever seen, says Al. You're welcome. I do my best for my friends. Every gnome saw Ginger's daring rescue. They carry Ginger and Al on their shoulders, cheering as they go. Ginger the hero. Ginger has perfect aim. Ginger is the fastest gnome ever. Back at the games, Engelbert walks over to Ginger and hangs a medal around her neck. Ginger, you are getting a special prize for excellent athletic skill used in a search and rescue mission. You are the winner of the Daisy Medal for best all-around gnome work. Every gnome cheers as loudly as they can. Ginger the gnome smiles. She is known for something other than her red hair. After much celebrating, Ginger skis through the garden to go home. Inside, her brothers and sisters pile on top of her. We want to be in the gnome games too, they cry. Have you ever heard of a rodeo? You have been listening to Game of Gnomes by Kristen Mayer.